Hi, I'm John. I work in cybersecurity, which involves a lot of time at a computer, so I try to get out camping once in a while, just to relieve some of that stress. And been getting into car camping, so I'll show you my setup. Uh, I'm using Jimmy's Frugal Light. Really happy with it because I can kind of just leave it in my car all the time and still get full use out of the car otherwise. I do solo camping, so I customize it a little bit to have the support only on one side. Got a Luno air mattress in here. Put some rubber topping on this just to give it a little bit more grip, make it easier to work with. It's not super organized, but got some of my camping gear in here. It's nice to have quick access to that. And then under here, I have a fridge, just some miscellaneous storage. I have like a EcoFlow River 2 Pro down there. Fits perfectly under there, so I can get some extra power, especially to run the fridge when the car's off, because it doesn't stay on constantly.
Will you show us like what are you carrying with you in your drawer?
This is a camp table, camp stove, this is a camp cooking kit, just some, miscellaneous bits and pieces, some hatchet and saw for firewood, toiletries, other fire starting stuff, some citronella candles. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Still working on organizing this. I might try to print some compartments just to keep everything organized.
Nice.
But it stays together pretty well. Maybe I'll show you some of the modifications I did to make the single side work. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this versus having the whole back covered is because I like having this open space. I can sit in it, play some video games. I can have access to all the space underneath the mattress. I have a bunch of stuff shoved up back there. Just feels a lot more flexible. I don't feel like I have to get out of my car as much to move around in the middle of the night. Might be hard to see, but since I made my own platform, I used 1/2-inch wood, which is thinner than the Tesla back plates, so I had to make some spacers to add the extra 1/2 inch to keep everything level. Still using the original support kit from the Frugal, and I had to 3D print some supports just to make everything level on the headrest, so that just snaps in with magnets. And yeah, it's pretty sturdy.
And it's hinged, right?
Yeah, so I can fold it up. I don't want to do it now, but I can fold up and just throw it back in the trunk when I'm not using it. And then all this breaks down. I throw it in the sub trunk, so it breaks down pretty cleanly.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll show you what's in the frunk. Nothing too crazy going on over there. Usually just keep extra sleeping stuff and the window shades when I'm not using them. Yeah, that's it. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, can you show us the other side of the additional leg
Yeah.
that you created?
I'll go to that side. Yeah, so not much else over here, just another wooden brace I have in there that also clips on with a magnet. Yeah, no, that's it.
Nice. And the mattress you have is from Nuno.
Yeah, it's their air and foam.
Right.
I like it specifically because it comes in 2 halves, so especially for solo camping, I don't have to set up the whole thing. And then there's a zipper here, so if I wanted to set up the other half, it pretty easily converts into a full mattress.
Yeah, lovely. Sweet. Where can people find you?
I don't really do social media. Maybe Instagram,
What's your Instagram?
Slacktron.
Nice. Alright, thanks for showing us your setup.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, my name is Clifford Lee. I live in Olympia, Washington right now, and from California. So I love camping. And I met Jimmy about 2 years ago, so his video, and he really inspired me to really explore different way of camping. And this is what I have. This is called Tessie Camper. This is a kitchen module, and there's a bedroom module in there, and a little bit of energy module, a separate pack. Right now, I haven't decided whether I'm going to commercialize it or just open source it. But this was a 2-year-old version, so I'm going through upgrade right now, and I cannot show you the energy module because I took it off of this trip. But here we go. Basically, the basic requirement was it should be able to run 2 major appliances at the same time, just like at home, the minimum. And also, you need to have enough space for 4 people to eat and be able to carry 4 people through any trip. That was our guideline. So I have a rather large refrigerator in the back. That's why everything was so raised. And we do have a several version of mattresses, but this one is the inflatable one. And this is our typical kitchen setup. One thing I like about this Cooktron is that then we can do breakfast. We can use induction oven, induction cooktop separately, but we can also do this. And this is very nice griller. And also there's a cover, so if we want to steam something, we can do that. So it covers a lot of a variety of food. And this is our little sink setup. I didn't hook up the faucet and the drain. We don't have a great tank. We collect them in a 5-gallon bucket, and usually if it's not dirty water, we just let nature take care of it or carry it with us. And it has a outlet here built in for this is actually very efficient water boiling setup if you want morning coffee with French press. This boils within about 2-3 minutes at the most. And pretty much this is built for 2 or 3 people or serving 4 people at a time.
Nice.
Now, this is our bedroom setup. Nothing really spectacular. It's very common thing that you see, but again, this is for 2 people minimum. And underneath it, actually, you can see the part of energy module. It has a 3 kilowatt inverter, solar charge controller, and a battery pack about 3.6 kilowatts. And usually this is space where the refrigerator, our large refrigerator goes, is 55 quart system. And that's pretty much it. Our goal was, if we want to carry all these things separately, then it will take so much space that you cannot either you have to put it on the top of the roof or have the carrier, which we didn't want to deal with. So everything collapses into it, and I can easily accommodate 4 people, especially with this mattress because it is inflatable. And I will show you how everything goes back into the car right now.
Okay. Nice.
So this is how things are unpacked right now. It took less than a minute, most likely. So we can store rest of them in any of the spaces here. Right now I have a backpack and in-cabin food system in there. So when I take a long trip, I usually have a small amount of food and drinks. And this is another storage that I use it time to time. Right now it's just for the garbage. And of course, with wonderful Model Y, you have this trunk space. And when we go like a 2-week trip, we have extra cooler, and we can store frozen stuff in the refrigerator freezer. The rest of them we thaw it out here, and that usually keeps everything cool for 2-3 days because we have a frozen food. And we bring that into in-cabin storage, food storage, and we eat there. Again, I'm not a single person traveling. I'm usually go with a couple or even up to 4 people. So we need a large food system. And as you can see, we don't have a whole lot of other stuff because everything is stored inside of a car, the kitchen module, energy module. There's nothing hanging out on the floor of the cabin. Except my computer and some extra bags. So the main purpose of this is really minimize anything that you have to carry in a cabin space and maximize comfort for the long trip for the passengers. I would love to see the energy module, and which is mounted on the roof usually, and it's a 1.2 kilowatt or 1.6 kilowatt system, solar panels that expands in both directions. But there will probably be another next video.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can put a photo in the video.
Yeah,
Can I?
that's actually older version.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can put that for now. But please make note that this version is outdated and
Okay.
next version is coming.
Okay, sounds good. Where
Alright.
can people find you?
Let's see. I'm on X. It's Clifford 98506.
Sounds great.
Yep.
Thank you for showing us your setup.
All right. And thanks, Jimmy. Support our Jimmy here.
Oh no, support everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm Dennis the Ogre, Dennis Baker, whatever you want to call me.
And maybe just because of the motorcycles, you might want to speak a little bit louder.
Speak a little louder and at the camera. All right. So I'm Dennis, Dennis Baker, Dennis the Ogre. This is my Cybertruck. Probably the biggest customization on it is this my little camp kitchen here. Let's just take a second.
Yeah.
I do a lot of coffee making, so this is my kind of my coffee making setup. But we got a nice little pull-out drawer here for ergonomics, like whenever you're working on a kitchen or something like that. You want to have so you can get up right up close to it, and your toes are underneath it. I just having as opposed to having it set back. Then I also get a little bit of storage on the back there. I'm still working on optimizing the storage back there, but. So this is right now I'm just doing a jet boil for my coffee making, but I do have a induction cooktop here that I can use instead if I decide that I don't want to deal with the gas. Other than the actual drawer itself, which is just a couple of sliders here, and there's a big open drawer here which I need to have organizers on, but the big modification I did to the frunk is this electric setup. So that I could get an inverter here for AC, so I could power my inductive cooker. But I also have a 12-volt battery here. The Cybertruck has a 48-volt system, which is great for running a truck, but there's some other stuff that I want to run that's off of the 12-volt. Eventually I want to hook it up to a Morflate compressor, which is a 12-volt setup that you could just clip onto here, and then it delivers a much higher volume of air than your typical air compressor, and so I can inflate and deflate all the tires when I'm doing off-roading. So to charge this 12 volt battery, I have a little 48 volt to 12 volt converter here that down rates the power to well, just what this says, 48 to 12 volt converter. And then this is a solar battery charger. Obviously, we're not charging off of solar here. We're charging off of the truck supply, but the solar charger is just a charge controller. And so the charge controller goes out to the batteries, and then the battery feed goes to the inverter. It's a pretty straightforward setup. I could use like an EcoFlow or Blue Eddy, but it'd be a lot of trouble fitting it into here and space-wise to get this same kind of capacity. And I also wanted the flexibility of being able to get the full 12 volt tap out of here for 12 volt accessories. I'll probably mount one of the little 12 volt plugs right here too for that. As far as the other customizations.
Oh, before we go to the back, can you show us what's in the drawer?
I will show you what's in the drawer.
Yeah.
Give me just a moment.
We can use the table behind us.
But it's a mess. I'm just warning you. Yeah, so it's kind of typical camp supplies. I don't have any good drawer organizers in here yet. I plan on having, like maybe on this side, I'll put a silverware tray, or actually I might wind up putting this in here permanently, and then actually it fits in there really well. And then putting a silverware organizer up here, just so that I have a good big box and not a ton of organization here. And then this closes up, and we have just a little old school catch right there on the. Zoom in on that.
Yeah.
And it just. I actually the guy from Cyber Rack, who I haven't heard from him too much lately, but he was making a rack for a roof rack for the Cybertruck. Anyways, he gave me the Cybertruck plans, and I was able to sketch it out. And if you saw the back slope and everything, the tolerances in there are really tight, and the front of it, like the shape of it, I was able to model on I think I don't know, one of the 3D software apps, and none of them impressed me very much. But then the other modification I have, I don't know how well this will come out on your camera, but can you see it at all?
Not
with
quite.
this lighting? What if I close it and it's all shaded? I don't know.
A little bit, yeah.
There's a really subtle nickname. Call out to my nickname on the door. I used Barkeeper's Friend to polish the door, and I taped off the letters here so they come out darker than the surrounding area. And my truck is muddy as all get out because we were off-roading yesterday. Let's see here. These might be more visible, but I also have some stripes up here on the upper panel. I did those for 4th of July decorations. And this was an impromptu trail modification I did yesterday. Got a nice little gouge here from when we were off-roading yesterday. Hopefully nothing warranty voiding. Then we got the cyber tent back here. It was pretty cold last night, so we had it all completely zipped up. And I also wanted to sleep in, but it's kind of hard to see inside because it is pretty dark in there right now because I have all the skylights blocked off. But it's super roomy, and when the skylights are opened up, there's tons of light in there. I'm still a pretty big fan of the tent. I gotta wrap that up.
Nice.
I don't know that there's any other big modifications on my truck other than the liberal application of mud and scratches from brush and whatever
Yeah.
else. We did wind up pulling the mirror off yesterday, trying to get through some hazards, but that'll probably go back on. I'll see how I feel driving for 180 miles to get home
Without the mirrors.
without a mirror on the driver's side. I'll make up my mind after that. Because it is like a clean look. But
Yeah. Sweet.
any other questions, Jimmy?
Where can people find you?
I am Ogre Codes on X is probably the easiest place to find me. OGRE_CODES.
Amazing. Thanks for showing us your setup.
Thank you, Jimmy.